Before history is written, it's played. Before it's frozen in time, it's fought one shift at a time. Before it's etched in silver, it's carved in ice. What happens next will last forever.
The Stanley Cup Final continues. Oilers, Panthers on ABC and ESPN+.
Welcome to the couch. So, if you're wondering why I'm dressed like a prisoner, it's because today and tomorrow is going to be the last day of prison jail talk, because I didn't get to do the whole week last week. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I didn't get to do the whole week last week, so we're making up 2 days of prison jail talk because it is an important subject that has to be talked about, and we have to stay on certain subjects in order for us to make a difference. The only way that things will start to change is if we keep using our voices, and we keep using our feet to make a stand. I'm just saying, whether I'm in pain or not, I'm gonna do everything I can to be on this couch. And I know that I keep getting messages like, Janelle, don't worry about the couch. We're gonna be here whenever you get back. And yeah, but what about my depression? Like, what about I need this right now? Like, what about I don't want to just be laying in pain, screaming and crying by myself. My wife is at work. I want to be with y'all if I can't be with my wife, you know? So I appreciate, y'all telling me not to come to the couch, but I need this. I need this. So let's get it poppin'. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. Trust me, it ain't no fucking limits. I said none.
I mean none. Let's jump right into a song.
I am infinite.
I might not be on the whole hour, but I'm gonna spend some time with you.
I am on a different time. Problems in my vision now. You can never understand. You don't understand how the world is different, y'all. Somehow the world is changing right before our eyes. Yeah, the feel that's absolutely feeling just with every lie that they told us, and they know that we're waking up and gonna stay woke. forget about the things they once told. They think we stupid, so they do it to us. Ain't no disputing every day the truth revealing to us. But that's if you wanna see it. This shit is crazy, so you don't wanna believe it. So you ignore it 'cause it's easy. And it's good for them. Another motherfucker thumb in the hood for them. Thinking that you winning, you've been holding. Eating what they feed and now you're snowed, man. I am on a different time. Problems in my vision now. You can never understand. You don't understand how the world is different, y'all. Somehow the world is changing right before our eyes. The feel that I'm slowly feeling just with every lie that they told to us. And they know, yeah, they know. And we're waking up and gonna stay woke. So be bold, just be bold. And forget about the things they once told. Forget about the things they once told us.
Forget about it. They tell us so much. And a lot of times we ain't got no choice but to believe them. The ones that ain't got no choices, the ones that don't like to do their research. Not everybody is gonna fall for everything that they trying to put over, the veil that they trying to keep up. Not everybody's gonna keep falling for that. Not everybody's gonna keep staying asleep. There's people that's up, woke, waiting for everybody else to wake up, you know? Shout out to all my couch potatoes that's tuned in. Shout out to all my couch potatoes that stay tuned into the couch. And even the ones that have been hitting me up. I'm so appreciative. I love you guys so much. I can't even explain or express how much I love y'all. But before we get into prison talk, I do want to tell, for all the ladies that's watching, I want you guys to know this. One, if you believe in your heart of hearts, because we know our bodies, no matter how many doctors kept overlooking me and telling me that nothing was wrong, I knew it was something wrong. I didn't know exactly what. I just kept saying, y'all, I know something is wrong with me and it's my body don't feel right. Well, they ended up finding 23 cysts and the cysts are as big as 5.9 centimeters. And then they also found a fibroid that's 7.9 centimeters in my bladder. Now, when they found it, it was 7.9. I don't know how much it is now because it's grown since the last time they seen it to the point where now it's sitting not only in my bladder, but on my rectum. And I know that sounds disgusting. And trust me, it hurts really, really bad. Like, if you can tell, you see I got my elbows like this, it's because I'm leaning myself. Like, I'm not actually sitting all the way down on my chair because it hurts. It hurts so bad to sit, to stand, to talk. Talking hurts, but I have to push through it because this is my legacy. My podcast is my legacy. And now they have to do a surgery, which the surgery will be done on the 26th. And they have to take everything out. And all they keep saying is, man, you so young. Here I am. And it's fucked up that they that fucking big. And I gotta get not that I didn't already feel ruined down there. But now they gotta literally take out all of my fucking belongings in order for me not to be in pain. And I know people keep hitting me up about home remedies and all of that. And I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. But when I say, just at this point, get this shit the fuck out. I can't keep taking this. It's literally unbearable. I don't know how anyone who has all of these issues down here deal with this Monday. I love you guys so much, and I'm just giving you guys an update. On the 26th, when I go into surgery, I go in for pre-op on the 25th, and then the 26th, I go in for surgery. This Wednesday, I go in to get my MRIs again. They actually want to check my back again. I'm young, and this is just like, makes me feel like I'm aging faster than I should. But Wednesday's the MRI. I'm gonna keep you guys updated. I keep getting the hiccups every day, knowing that it hurts. And I really wanna, like I said, I don't wanna stop podcasting because this is my legacy. I didn't have kids, and obviously I'm not ever gonna have kids for real, because they're gonna remove everything down there. So to leave my legacy and to have it, it means the world to me. Like, I wanted kids. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted kids. I tried for kids, not knowing that the whole time this down here was just growing and festering. So, but now the decision is out of the door. It's all good. You know, I gotta move on from that because I'm hurting. I can't even enjoy life. I can't enjoy eating, and I love to eat. I love to eat. So, ladies, please get yourselves checked. My primary care doctor, I told her something was wrong. I said, ow, that hurts. Is this supposed to hurt that bad? And she told me, oh, it's okay. Everything is normal. I said, okay. I didn't think nothing of it. My primary care doctor literally is telling me, as she's looking at my pussy hole, that everything is okay. And everything was not okay. Everything was not okay. So no matter if you go to your doctor, you have to start checking yourself. Today was the first day I realized that I was in denial. I was in denial about my own health. And I'm screaming to y'all, check your health. But I thought I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was getting into the checkups like I was supposed to, and I was telling the doctors like, hey, and it wasn't enough. So check yourselves out. Get yourselves checked out. Check for fibroids. Tell them specifically to check for fibroids and cysts, especially black women, women of color. It's more common in us. It is. So we have to get that checked out. We have to stay on top of these things. Otherwise, within a blink of an eye, it can be over with. And that's just the truth. That's the Couch Chronicles, where ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube Instagram, and my .com, which is THA Real JANELL. Just give me like a second. I didn't get to do after hours last week, so if you guys was looking forward to that, some of you guys ain't even hip to it just yet, but after hours, I don't know. I'm gonna try to resume back this Thursday from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. So I'll let you know Wednesday night how I'm feeling. So yes, they found one of the sources. Hopefully, because they're saying that it might have something to do with my feet. If it does, oh my God, please, yes, I will be happy. That way the problem is taken care of, and I don't gotta keep waiting to figure out what's wrong with my feet. But thank you, Marianne, I love you. So that will be this Thursday at 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. if I can get to it, if I'm not in a lot of pain. I might not do a whole hour. Again, I might not do a whole hour until after my surgery. I'm not gonna lie. We might have 30 minutes at the couch. Well, I'm talking about. Even after the surgery, I'm gonna be on the bed with the surgery stuff on me, and I'm gonna still do the couch. They're like, girl, if you don't rest the fuck up, I'm like, oh, well, okay. I'm gonna do everything that I can though. Question from the couch was not posted last week, but I will make sure that I post it this week. I'm gonna make sure I post that this week, regardless if I'm feeling good or not. I shouldn't have never let my pain stop. Question from the couch. It's just a question. But I'm gonna get back to that this week. Also, again, I always tell you guys this, so I'm gonna tell you again. Make sure that you check on your strong people. Check on your people that you fuck with. You never know what your peoples are going through. You know, if you're going through something and you know, like how I just did or how I am right now, I'm trying to make people aware, women especially, women aware of how important it is to check on yourself. Push. I don't give a fuck. Push yourself down there and see if it hurts, because it hurts me. And it was hurting me when I went to go get my pap smear, but I didn't really know exactly what it was to be saying, oh, it hurts right there. So just please check on your strong people. Check on yourselves. Check on your loved ones. Shit. If you really feeling froggy, check on your enemies. Just saying. If you know anybody that's in the hospital, do a wellness check. If you know anybody that's locked up, write them. I'm not saying that you have to put money on their books. I'm just saying write them. You know, show them some love. Let them know that they're not forgotten. For real. Also, this month is Pride Month. I know I didn't have to do all of that just to show y'all the flag, but it's Pride Month, and also I got some information this morning that I was asked. See, I was part of the Michigan Lupus Foundation. For anybody that's familiar with the Michigan Lupus Foundation, I was a huge part of it when I used to live out there. And every show or any type of event, I was their performer and speaker as well. I met a young lady named Christina, and she actually hit me up about an opportunity for people with chronic illnesses. I'm going to be trying to be a speaker for the honestly, it was just on the tip of my tongue of what exactly it was called. But they're also going to interview, you know, me and my wife, and you know what we're going through, and you know, I'm not on paid leave. You know, I've been out of work for 2 years. I don't get paid. So any tips that I get from the couch, like I said, it's never mandatory. But when I say it's always appreciated, like it's appreciated. Like that's food. That's keeping the lights on. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's extra things for the couch. That's paying for the internet. You know, that's helping me out. So anybody that tips the couch, I couldn't thank you enough. Like, you literally help so much. If you do ever want to, you know, support the couch, you can Cash App, PayPal, or Chime, THA, real JANELL. And also, shout out to everybody that purchased merch this weekend, and that pulled up on me and picked it up. Again, like, the support is amazing. I can't thank you enough. I still have a few more Time shirts available in small. If you want any bigger sizes or smaller sizes, you can pre-order right now. But this is exactly what they would look like. And on the back of it, it says, and you wouldn't understand it if you didn't live it. For those that's done time, y'all know I consider that our theme song. So before we go on, I am going to jump back into a song, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of news you can use on the couch, and I might have to wrap it up because I'm in so much pain. Also, before I get into the music, happy birthday to all the Geminis that's out there. And I don't know if I can't reschedule discussions in the streets with JoJo and Lexus, then I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to their interview this month because of my surgery. And their interview is supposed to be 2 days after my surgery, but I probably won't be on the couch until, you know, I heal up just a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit up or not. But if I do get a chance to reschedule them, we'll be doing their interview either a week early or 2 days early, or that same week. June 17th is the next mental health talk. I will be able to do that. June 28th is the next Fuck Fentanyl. I might not be able to do that. But depending on how I feel after the surgery, I'll let you guys know that. But if not, we will take back up again next month, because that is a subject that needs to be talked about every month, every time we get a chance. June the 29th, I was supposed to be hosting a silent auction for Coaching Beyond the Fences. And shout out to Coaching Beyond the Fences for even booking me. But unfortunately, because of my surgery date, I won't be able to do it this time. And I'm really sorry about that. You know, I really wanted to do it, and I was just, you know, just donating my time for a donation, and that's it. I wasn't charging my regular fee or nothing. You know, it's just something I was doing out of the kindness of my heart, and it's something that I really wanted to do. So hopefully I get a chance to do, you know, a next event that they get, you know, that maybe I could do. Maybe, if they, you know, can consider me again. Elevate album will be dropping next month. Not this month, but next month. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I am doing all that I can to get my album out, but I do have merch available right now if you would like to support me and, you know, wear my merch. I have Elevate shirts, Shroom shirts, Time shirts. I'll also have sweatsuits, Couch Chronicles hats, No Fucking Limits hats. I'll have a lot of different stuff coming up. So if you would like to purchase some merch, please DM me, and I'll let you know how we can get that done, and I can get it sent to you. Now, if you are out of state, you do have to pay your own shipping fee, but I'll make sure that I get the best deal on shipping, okay? So, I love you guys. Let's get into the next song, which is Time.
We hit the jackpot this time.
Big time, giving up them years. They took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. I'm watching my mama cry up in that courtroom, and the judge just dismissed me like I was dumb too. And the bailiff looked at me like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. And reality set in like it was supposed to. Cat calls down the hall, that's what them folks do. Brown bag, bologna sandwich in them jumpsuits. My cellmate just did 100 years on some dumb shit, damn. Is this the end of the days? Cause living in this hell is just like being in a grave. If ain't no money on your books, then you ain't eating shit. You better pray that you can mail a penitentiary gift. And for them lonely days, a visitation list from your family and your friends, that's a major lift. And yo, spirit, all the drama on the yard, you wanna forget it, yeah. Behind these walls is different, and you wouldn't understand if you didn't live it, ayy. Big time, I did big time, ayy. And they took me out the front line. I'm still scarred from doing my time, and everybody said I should let go. I'm trying, but it did something to my mental. And I have to pay, you know, stand 10 toes. You know, now you know, I hold my own, that ain't wrong. And I know I gotta think different, cause if I don't, then I guess I be the same nigga. Wait, I'm tryna let it go. I'm tryna be a better person so I don't have to get physical. I gotta get my mind right for the limelight. I don't care who judging if they don't know doing timeline. Tryna be an example to my fans and all my peoples and my nieces and my nephew. Big time, I did big time. Sitting in the cold cell in the daytime. Your time be fine, but it's not like the world, no. Big time, I did big time. Giving up them years that took me straight off the front line, I'm not lying. Been watching my mama cry up in that courtroom. Then the judges dismissed me like I was dumb too. Then the bailiff looked at me like like, what you gon' do? My mind is fucked up, so all I'm thinking is I'm gon' shoot. Damn, is this the end of the days? Cause living in a cell is just like being in a grave.
It's prison jail talk today and tomorrow. We making up from last week because I didn't get to do the whole week last week. So if you just now tuning in, that's what we about to get into. Just in so much pain. I'm gonna get through a few of these things that I wrote down. One, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news, but Spain just convicted 3 fans in a. Ooh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Okay. Spain just convicted 3 fans for the very first time and the very first conviction for racism related a racism related case. Whew. I can't even explain the way this pain feels when it just hits you. Okay, the fans won't be able to enter a stadium for 2 years, and they'll have to pay court fees as well. This can be a turning point for the fight against racism, because racism has plagued sports for years. Not saying that it doesn't plague society, because it does, but sports, it does. And you know, overseas is different. And the reason why I say that is because overseas is a language barrier. So you can't express the way you want about being treated unfairly when they can't understand you. I commend Spain for doing this because it sets an example. It sets, I mean, that is a starting point for us to end racism, if not around the world, at least in sports. Whew. The Argentines were yelling at the black athletes, little monkeys. And even if they didn't say the ER word, we get the hard ER word out here. They would have been like, you fucking niggers out here. But even though they didn't say that, you think they didn't still get sentenced? They still got sentenced for racial slurs. That's huge in the sports industry. And I feel like, you know, it shouldn't be just for soccer. It should be everywhere. It shouldn't just be for Spain. Everybody should start practicing that. America. If one of your players is going home, and I know that you guys are probably like, well, they're men. They shouldn't be going home crying because there's fans chanting nigger or chanting little monkey. Words fucking hurt. I don't give a fuck if you a man, a woman, or if you're a fucking fur baby. Guess what? It hurts. You think it doesn't hurt my puppy when I say bad girl? Yeah, it hurts her because she knows that being bad means you gotta go to your bed. You don't get no treats, nothing. We have to be the reason why they make that happen out here in America. Spain did they big one with that shit. That is huge. That's the first time in history that has ever happened in sports. Fans getting convicted for racial slur. They should make that a thing. Because it's unfair to be who you are and do what you love and get disrespected when you've done nothing. Yeah. When we've done nothing to you. We literally playing the sport that we love, and because we won, we're all kind of nigger bitches and little monkeys, and they need to start doing that. So Spain literally did a big one with that. They're arresting fans now, you know, for racial slurs. Come on now. And if they, you know, and a lot of times their excuse, people outside of our race, their excuse for using the N-word is, you guys call each other nigga. Well, how come I can't say it? And what are we to say? You're right. If we don't want it, then why are we doing it? How is it any different? It's not different. No matter how you try to spin it. I don't care if you're black. Do you like other black people saying nigger? I bet you don't. No, really, I bet you do not. Doesn't matter what color you are. Some people just literally don't like to hear that word. So what's the difference? And don't say, let me not say it. We need to stop. We need to set an example. I am guilty of using nigga a lot in my music. But there's times where I'm like, I'm not going to say no cuss word. And let me see if anybody notices. This year I have been really, really trying to keep that word out of my vocabulary. Because I want to practice what I preach. Because I want to stand on what I believe in. I don't want nobody saying that. The other day we was at Pride, and this young pale lady said, she just talking to us and just, nigga. And we all looked at her like, wait a second. And before we could even say anything, the first thing that came out of her mouth is, my dad's black. Let me tell you something. Because she didn't show me no picture. I don't know if her daddy was black. It could be her stepdaddy for all I know. But because whoever she says that around makes her feel comfortable, she thinks she could say that around every black person. But not every black person is going to take that. And even though you all think it's not racist, and you all meaning Hispanics, Puerto Ricans. And I know there's some people that'll be like, Puerto Ricans is black. I got family that's Puerto Rican. I get it. But they don't come up to me like, yo, nigga. And now, I don't know if my cousins is saying it now, but whenever I used to talk to them, they never said nigga to me. And I seen a post where it was a Hispanic rapper, and he was talking about how he don't use the N-word in any of his music, and I commend him for that. Because why? Why do you have to say nigga, especially if you're not black? Why does it have to be okay? It's a big thing in prison. Now, if you become a Caucasian in prison that is part of the black community, what I mean is you're dating black women, you're hanging around black women all the time, sometimes you'll get a pass. In prison, I won't lie. But then there's sometimes that there's some women that will say it, and they like, no, we're not having that. But then they'll let certain people say it. And it's like, how you won't let Dawn say it, but Eric can say it? They both Caucasian. And then you'll also let Angie say it, but you won't. Now, Angie, I'm just using these as an example. These people don't use the N-word. I'm not saying that I was just using their name as an example because they just popped up when I'm talking about this. But not everybody's gonna be okay with that. In prison, you can get locked in a sock on the yard. You can start a whole race riot just by thinking that because you're cool with so many black people that you can say nigga because they say nigga. And you thinking that, I didn't use the hard ER. I can say this. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I'm just saying. So Spain, they did their big one with that. I'm hoping that this changed the whole sports, like the way they handle, the way fans do sports, the way they handle, the way fans treat anybody, and not just, because we get treated a certain way and we not even fans or famous or any of that. We deal with the same things too. But being in the industry, they should have some type of protection too. They should, as far as I'm concerned. I'm just saying. An Oklahoma man was just sentenced to life in prison. Remember, I just told you guys the other day, not a lot of people get life sentences for raping someone. Whether it was raping a kid or raping a woman or raping a man, whoever. Not a lot of people get a life sentence for that. Now, this man in Oklahoma was just sentenced to life in prison for sexually abusing a child. He was actually sentenced to 2 life sentences for 2 counts of aggravated sexual abuse in Indian County or country. And the reason is obviously because he was in Indian territory. Now, just the other day, I was telling you guys about how a man got a life sentence for raping a young woman in a park. That's federal grounds. Just like Indian territory is federal grounds. But I don't believe that it should just be because it's on federal grounds or because it should be all grounds. Anybody that rapes somebody, they should get life. And that's just period. I don't give a fuck. They should get life. However many people they rape, that's how many life sentences they should get. It shouldn't be because they on sacred land. All of this land is sacred, right? Isn't all this land sacred? So how come everybody couldn't get protected in the same rights? Or you know how that would make somebody feel being raped and knowing that they rapist only got 6 months? Or knowing that they rapist didn't get any fucking thing. And then you see that this lady, which I'm not saying that her rape is different than mine or my rape is different than hers. I'm just saying that you're telling me that because her rape was done somewhere else, he gets the life sentence. Why not give life sentences to anyone that violates anybody for rape, molestation, all of that? Why does it have to be sacred ground for them to get that much of a life sentence? Now, what if, I know this is going to sound fucked up, what if she put park dirt in her pussy and then she got raped? Would that be considered federal ground? And I know that sounds fucked up to say, but how come you can't hand out life sentences to everyone who does that? That's something that they really need to look into or change that up. We're traumatized for life. we have flashbacks for life. Some of us are still uncomfortable sexually for life. It's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. If you just now tuning in, I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, and Big O. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram and my main YouTube Instagram and my .com, which is THA real JANELL. I have a couple more things to say and then I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm in severe pain. Every time I get on to Google, prison news, I always find an inmate that is killed or murdered or some sudden type of death in prison with no results. An inmate in Jacksonville prison, that's in Georgia, was left unresponsive in his cell for an hour before he was found. This prison is known for its violence, so why don't they have body cams? Okay. Why don't they have body cam advocates? They need somebody out there advocating for them as well. We don't need to just be the voice for Oklahoma. We need to make this fucking bigger. They need body cams everywhere in every country. If it has to do with a prison or a jail or an officer, they need to have body cams. Period. They also, and you know what, this same prison in April, a federal judge slapped the prison, the Supermax unit, with a $2,500 per day fine for the conditions. They need to do that to every fucking prison. Hold them accountable for the way they treat the inmates and for the way that they treat the facility. It's not always the inmates that keep the facility fucked up. The inmates cannot stop a mold outbreak or a mold breakout on the walls. An inmate can't stop the water from not being, working right. You guys are our caregivers. So why not make sure that we have the best care? Healthcare fucking sucks. They need to be putting more into things like that. Healthcare and fine them. They need to have fines. That'll hold them accountable and keep these prisons in the best condition as possible. Might be fucked up circumstances, but it doesn't mean that we have to live in a fucked up ass fucking environment with inhumane conditions. So I think it's a good thing that federal judge slapped that prison with a fine. And I think that every judge should slap all of these prisons. Thank you so much. To slap all of these prisons with a fine for not keeping the inmates in a good environment. I know we're not supposed to be comfortable in prison. So y'all make sure that we stay uncomfortable. That's fine. But do you have to make it to where we get sick from being so uncomfortable, from you not keeping the place the way it's supposed to be? Health hazards, all type of fucking shit. Feeding us food that's killing us. Yeah, y'all need to be fined. So whatever judge that was in Georgia, we need those type of judges everywhere. Slap these prisons with fines for not keeping the conditions, the right conditions for the inmates. I'm just saying. If you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I have to get off of here. I can't sit any much longer. I love you guys. I will be back on again tomorrow. 30 minutes. I'm going to do 30 minutes to an hour. I'm going to do everything I can to stay for an hour. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Today and tomorrow, Prison Talk, because I didn't get to do Prison Talk the whole week last week, so I'm making up this week. Again, I love you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. We will resume back tomorrow. We'll get back down to the inhumane conditions in these prisons, and they need to be fine. What y'all think on that? Leave me a comment. I love you. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. Whew. Oh. Love you guys. Love you. Love you, big O. Spotify Pandora, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for bearing with me. Please keep me in your prayers. I'm doing all I can to stay strong. I love you guys so much. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.